Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nerdthusiast Poker podcast and video. Make sure that you check out our sponsors. We have an official sponsor, The Slot Squad. You can check them out, theslotsquad.com. We have a Twitch channel. We also have all the exclusive signups for all the legal states in the United States right now, including Michigan that just went live recently. Buddy. You can sign up there. You get free deposit bonus, all great stuff. Theslotsquad.com. Check them out. Stop by. Let us know what you think. All right.
I actually was watching Vinny Gumbats.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Hit a 147-time multiplier the other day.
Yeah. He's Vinny Gumbats. You gotta check him out live on stream. He plays slots, blackjack. He actually designs slot machines too. He actually designs software. That's cool. Yeah, he's live on there. He's on the live stream, so you can check him out, guys, nightly. So yeah, it's cool. So go over there, check it out. Let us know what you think, and yeah, thanks. All right.
New year,
2021.
New year, new me.
Same me, new year.
You lost the beard, though.
I know. I feel naked. Dude, everyone on stream started making fun of me, like calling me babyface as soon as they saw me.
That's, yep.
I know, I feel naked.
Any resolutions you've set for yourself for this year?
Yeah, so I always try to make some kind of goal every year. And here's what I like doing. And I guess, I don't know, like, maybe people look down on it, but I'll tell you the reason why I do this. I like putting my goals out in the open. So I'll tell you what some of them are on the podcast because I feel like it gives me more accountability.
Yeah, I hear you.
If I actually say it. Like, if I post it on Facebook or, like, Twitter, and I say, this is what I'm going to do this year, like, now you're like, okay, I can't hide. Like, yeah. I said I got to do it now. Because people ask you about stuff when you do that, too. And then
you doing this, you doing that?
Yeah, and then it holds you to it. So not only do you have a conversation topic amongst friends, but you are actually like, okay, I guess I got to step this up. So, a couple things. I want to continue. So I started last year this, which I've done before, but I started the 1K to 10K challenge.
All right.
Started a $1,000 bankroll. I started this back at the beginning of the pandemic, like in March. Mm-hmm. Started a $1,000 bankroll. Basically, I could play, at the time, 2% in tournaments of the bankroll. So I could play $20 buy-ins or less.
Yeah.
And then as it increased, once it got to 3,000, I had to drop down to 1%. And then I kind of just dropped out. Like, I kept count of everything, but then I just started playing. Like, I just had that money on the side, and then I started playing other stuff, and then I got back to playing some other tournaments, and then I kind of lost sight of it. So I'm getting back in the focus. I'm up to about 6,000 now for my start. But I'm going to try to put more effort and, like, maybe set a day or two a week that I actually focus on playing the bankroll because I want to get to the 10K.
Yeah.
So that's number one goal is to get back into the bankroll management of online poker.
Yeah. Nice.
What's your number one goal this year?
Well, kind of getting back to, like, setting resolutions, there's one that I'm kind of proud of that's unrelated to poker. This time last year, I vowed to cut out energy drinks from just my diet. Like,
really?
Literally went cold turkey because I found myself drinking like 2 a day.
That's me now. I'm drinking one as we speak.
Yeah.
Monster Energy. Check it out.
So as of January 1, 2020, I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing it. I'm not buying anymore. I'm cold turkeying it. And I actually weaned myself off of coffee, like went completely caffeine free. And I actually accomplished it. I mean,
I'll move this up just a little bit.
I do have migraines that's kind of triggered by caffeine. So that was kind of like
triggered by caffeines or not taking caffeine?
Yeah. So what pretty much it's like caffeine withdrawal. So like if I go a day without getting a cup of coffee, I'll get a migraine.
Yeah.
So
same way. Yeah.
So yeah, that was
So wait, how long have you been giving up for? I didn't know this.
I've been over a year.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know. I think maybe we talked about it, but I didn't know you like stuck to it.
Yeah. Not a single energy drink, but I did get duped into tasting one when I went to Ocean City, Maryland over the summer when my buddy bought me a Red Bull and vodka, and he didn't tell me it was a Red Bull and vodka. So when I sipped it, I was like, yo, is this Red Bull? And he's like, yeah, why? And I'm like, dude, I'm not drinking Red Bull. So I didn't count that as it wasn't a knowingly purchase of a Red Bull. He kind of like slipped it to me. So
I mean, listen, I would love to do it, but a couple years back, I tried it for Lent, and I gave it up for Lent for 40 days, and I was miserable.
Yeah, you got to get through it, man.
But here's the best part of that story. So remember you said you gave up for Lent playing poker, and then you went back and won?
I won $8,000 or whatever.
Yeah. So I gave up drinking Red Bull and energy drinks for 40 days for Lent, if you guys don't know what Lent is. The day I started drinking again, my mind was running like 150%. I think that day I wrote like a business plan for Buyback King. I wrote like all this stuff. I got like all this stuff done in one day. I was like, this is amazing. I'm never giving up again.
Yeah.
But it's hard, dude. So what? I mean, and here's the thing, because of the pandemic, the real test of time is when we go back to play live poker, and you're putting in those like 12-hour sessions in a tournament. You're just gonna be chugging water?
Yeah, listen.
Like tea? Or wait, what about tea? Does that count or no?
No, I can drink tea. I can drink decaffeinated coffee.
Because tea's got a little caffeine in it.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, not something that's gonna really spur them on. Like my neurologist pretty much said, like you can have it in moderation, but you shouldn't have it consecutive days. So like I'll have like a decaf, even though decaf still has a little bit of caffeine in it. Like I'll have a decaf on the weekend. Like I'll take my boys to Dunkin' and get them some donut holes or whatever, and then I'll grab one. But yeah, man.
Well, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, but like the real test will be when you're in that like long session.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the temptation, but
yeah, especially like the casinos that give you like the free
Red Bull. Ones. I know. And you see everyone with like a ton of sugar frees. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Poker though, my number one is in 2021. I want to play more. I kind of already alluded to it. I got two
live or online.
Both.
Okay.
Both. I mean, I got two young kids. The time isn't there. Full-time job.
It's hard.
A couple side gigs I got going on. You know, it's difficult for me to put the investment in.
Yeah.
And that kind of will play with the rest of my like resolutions towards poker. Is by playing more, I think it will help me improve upon the other things I want to focus on. But number one is I want to put a little bit more focus into getting back into it, playing more often, not playing as sporadically as I have, the past 3-4 years.
So. Yeah, I think trying to set a time, like I look at my schedule for the month and I try to set days aside where I'm just like, either I'm gonna play live, which obviously hopefully will happen more and more as the pandemic hopefully calms down. And get back into the live scene, but like just setting a night aside where I'm like, okay, tonight I'm just playing online.
Yeah,
like, this is gonna be online. Like, and you know what? I come to find out too, is that I enjoy looking forward to it more. You know, like when you're just like playing so much, like there's a lot of guys probably maybe watching this. You're grinders, awesome, good for you. You guys put in the work every single day. I don't know how you do it, but you do it. But for me, and I talk to a lot of those people like that, and they don't enjoy the game anymore. I feel like by having it spread out a little bit, like playing like once or twice a week, I actually enjoy it.
It's back to a hobby and not really a job.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah. And I enjoy looking forward to those days.
Yep.
But yeah, so for me too is to now this year travel live. Travel more and play live again. Get back into the swing of things where I'm traveling and playing every other month at a different casino, or if the Northeast opens up, which it still hasn't for a lot of tournament series. I think I said before, but I'm thinking Brigada Summer is going to be the first.
Yeah, hopefully.
That end of July summer series they have. I think that will probably be the first maybe event we see.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not paying attention to the poker world, we already talked about it on previous pods. Venetian was kind of the first to kind of get things started on the West Coast, but you're seeing more and more places pop up. Florida it has a series going on right now. Seminole Hard Rock has their series. Couple series are going on in the Midwest. So I think that as these casinos kind of see these other places taking that leap and seeing whether they're successful or not, then they'll be the ones to kind of be like, you know what, I think it's time, because there's not really much stopping the Northeast casinos from having these. Like there's a table restrictions and things like that, but I mean, if they stay within the guidelines, they could have some dailies or even like a small tournament series, and spread it out throughout, their ballrooms or whatever else they got going on to get players back into playing.
And I hopefully sooner than later. I'm gonna try to make. I do read a lot still. I do read like strategy stuff like every week, but I want to do a little more enhanced studying where I'm actually either working with a coach again, which I've done in the past, or just reviewing more. Like shout out to God's Big Toe. He's a Twitch streamer, but he does like a live Saturday session for free, where he like reviews hands and things on Twitch. So he's from Las Vegas. And I like just getting more involved, like setting aside, like, okay, I'm gonna go on a stream, and I know him, like we can communicate. I could ask him a question, he's gonna answer it,
Yeah.
And so just getting a little more hands-on, practical stuff instead of like I love reading strategy, but a little more live like feedback.
Yeah.
I want to work on that. So studying a little more this year, trying to put the effort in every week of just a little more a little extra to study a little harder.
Yeah.
Some spots.
I can kind of echo that. Like that was one of mine, is to study more. I mean, look, as poker players, we tend to be a little bit conceited in our abilities. Like if we weren't, there wouldn't be 8,000 people entering the main. You know what I mean?
We all
like,
think we can win it.
Absolutely. So. There's people who think they're better than they really are, and I think sometimes you kind of lose track of who you are as a poker player.
Yeah.
But the same thing, like, I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. Like, I keep seeing these ads for like GTO trainers and all this stuff, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and I think that's
so. Like, I'm obviously behind somewhere. Like, I kind of got to get back into being critical against, for myself to say like, look, you may know something, but the game's always changing, always evolving. You got to stay on top of it. So yeah, definitely want to get into studying more.
Yeah, and there's just different levels of studying too, because playing a $300 tournament and playing a $3,500 tournament are way
light years.
Like
different.
GTO Game Theory is going to play more into that higher level that everyone's playing on that level. Whereas if you're playing against a guy that just wants to get out for the weekend and he's getting away, so just studying the different levels of playing field is something to that's evolving and trying to figure that out. The other thing, so outside of that, but I'm enjoying doing the podcast. We've been getting good feedback, so I want to work on this more and make sure that we're staying solid with doing this every month, putting out content every week, and just keep growing the podcast and trying to expand and try to think of some fun ideas and try to just keep making it different. If you are watching the podcast, one of the things we are kind of aiming for and like we try to relate to is that we're not going to preach to you about game theory. We're not going to preach to you about like strategic, like what's happening on this level. Like we want to talk to you like about what happens at the local casino with the local Joes of like the local like home games like that 90% of poker players are part of. Like, it's great listening to podcasts about some guy that, is up here in the poker realm. But for the rest of us, we're all down here just trying to like rip it scraps. So I'd rather talk about those situations and what's happening amongst that. So that's kind of like the focus of where our show's kind of at.
I mean, you say that and I'm like we have our niche of people. We have our people we grew up with, people went to college with, and there's so many trolls and haters out there. And I could name you all, Jonathan Nieves, but like, look, we do this because we enjoy it. We love poker. I mean, we've been playing the game for, over 15 years now. Yeah, we haven't hit anything big, and I don't think one of us really is looking at to make a career out of poker. We just do it as a hobby, and this is just something that we picked up to say like, look, we enjoy it so much. Why don't we talk to other people about it and try and get a following of people who enjoy it?
Yeah.
And on the same level playing field. Like we're not thinking the grind is gonna be following Nerdthusiast poker. Like we want the guys who are playing the home games, the guys who are going to the local casinos, and just as an ear. That's really what we're looking for. So.
Yeah, and that's what that they're the people that I'm going to interact with anyway on the daily level. Is the people playing 1, 2, 2, 5. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anyone playing 5,100. Like I see them on tweets and stuff, but I don't. I don't hang out with those dudes. I don't know what kind of lifestyle they live. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Congrats to being millionaires. Awesome.
So I guess my number 2, they're not really in any type of order, but my second one would be when I am playing to play less hands and to kind of tighten up my range, work on that a little bit more. And the problem is it kind of goes back to my first. I'm playing so infrequently that when I do play, I want to play. So I find myself really wide range, and I'm getting in pots that I really shouldn't be getting in, and it's costing me. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll talk about it, about when my trip to Harrah's or my trip to Borgata. Like, it had been months since I had played live poker. So, like, I'm in there. You know what I mean? And, like, you get caught up in the table dynamic. You don't play the hands that you should be playing the correct way. You're playing them wrong. And it's just, like, it just leads for disaster. So
it's been, and, that's the thing I'm curious to see what happens about when we start playing more live. Is there's going to be a lot of other people thinking that because they haven't played at all.
Oh, you have no idea.
So I'm looking forward to these couple series that hopefully I'm going to be playing in soon to see what happens, because I'm expecting there to be like a lot of
dead money.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I've been playing online the whole time, so I want to say my knowledge is still at least sharp on that end. I'm going to have to tighten up some of the live skills, but that's
you've scratched your itch because you've kept it going. There's people out there that refuse to play online, or they're in unregulated states and they haven't had the opportunity to play online. So as soon as they get the green light, they're in. And I mean, they're going to be in. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Especially if the government keeps giving out money. They're going to be like, yo, I just got 600 and I got 1,400. This is gone.
So I'm looking forward to them. You got anything else? What else you got?
That's
pretty much all I got. I mean, nothing too crazy.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand. When I am playing, I want to start increasing my aggression more. And it's just because, once you get into a zone and once you've been playing consistent poker over a period of time, everything seems to be working for you. But if you're only playing once or twice a month or even further apart, your game's off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like fine-tuned. It's
just
not there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, I can go back to, before I had kids, and I don't want to blame it on kids, but
it changes.
Your obligations change. But before I had kids, like, I was playing so much that, like, my stats showed it. Like, I had some solid scores in the years leading up to, marriage and children. And it was because I was playing on a level that was, like, I was fluid. Like, everything worked. Now I go, I play. I'm not aggressive enough or I'm too passive. And I'm critiquing myself afterwards. And I'm like, man, next time I go, I want to work on this, and then the next time isn't for 2 months or 3 months. So definitely want to start working on increasing my aggression, but in the right spots. You know what I mean? And then the last one is just, dude, better bankroll management, and it's the same thing. Like, it's
hard because it's a hobby and it's not a job, and that's why I tried. I recommend, and I recommend this too for bankroll management: set up a separate account. Like, have a separate bank account and then just have that as, like, your gambling, casino, whatever it is, separate fund. It makes it so that it's a little more, you're not tapping into, like, what am I spending this week? And you, like, play it in there. And, like, so for the bankroll management, like, when I'm playing this challenge that I'm doing, I treat it like almost like a video game, right? Like, I'm trying to get to the next level.
Yeah.
So right now I'm playing, like, $50 buy-in tournaments. But I want to get up to, like, the 60 and 70, like, the 70, it more be like $75. There's some Sunday 75s. So, like, that's where I want to get to. And then I want to get to the 109 rebuys and stuff like that. So you got to treat it like, get to the next level, And learning how, the other good thing about the bankroll management, especially when playing online, learning how to enjoy the level. It's very hard when you're playing, like, $50 and $100 online tournaments all the time, and then you try to go back and play, like, a $5 tournament, and, like, your mind's like, oh, I don't give a crap about winning $83.
See, that's my
hard.
issue.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yep.
But once you learn to enjoy that at the levels, and you learn how to beat those levels, like how to beat the $5 and what works at the $10 and $20, you find yourself like, okay, I got to drop back down 10s. You find yourself still enjoying it.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's my problem.
Yeah.
Is I'll load up online, and whenever there's a tournament series, and I'll put, like, I'll put a G on, and then I'll play, 3 or 4 250 buy-ins. And I'm like, I blow through that in no time.
Yeah.
Where if I put a G on, like, kind of like what you did and started my own little, like,
$5,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be able to play more, try a lot more things, and do the grind. Like, I've always been so against the grind. Like,
yeah, it's hard, man.
It's such, like,
it's hard.
I don't find it enjoyable, but I think if I stick to my resolutions, I will. And one thing that I found that I think's going to help me is I downloaded, like, a poker income app.
Okay.
Like, basically it tracks everything, and it tracks online and live, and you can time your sessions, how much the buy-in was, where you finished, and what's cool is like it can differentiate where you play and where you have the best results. So like you can put in there like, Borgata Poker Room or Harris Poker Room or WSOP Online. And
what's the name of the app?
It's called Poker Income app.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little pricey. It was like $20 to download. Yeah, but the thing is, it's a drop in the bucket when you can really keep track of your statistics. And I mean, that money total could be sobering for some people when you realize like, wow, I'm down like $2,500, $3,000 over the last 5 or 6 sessions. There's something up with my game. Like it helps you, like you said, it holds you accountable because, dude, some people don't want to see that number.
But see, you know what? Here's what I do too. And I think I got this from Alex Fitzgerald's book. I keep a Google sheet. But on there, the one thing, you know what? Maybe this came from the mental game of poker. I think it came from the mental game. Sorry. One thing he recommended, and this has helped me a little bit. So I do like where I play, what time, how many tournaments, yada, yada, yada. I put all the data in there and win, loss for the day, my bankrolls, all my things at the end. But the one thing he says to do is rate in there. I do like a 1 to 5 scale, like a 1, 1.5, 2, et cetera, et cetera.
I remember this.
Put in there how you think you did.
Yep.
Because sometimes you play really crappy but win, and like you're playing Spewy and Tilty.
Yep.
And so you'll put like a 2 in there, and sometimes you'll play great and have a crappy session. So it kind of like refocuses like, okay, I know I played well tonight. I focused. I set my time aside. I was paying attention.
Yep.
I wasn't on my phone the whole time. And so you can look back at that. And so when you see that downswing happening, but you see that you were actually playing well in those times of your rating, okay, mentally, it was just a mental down. It was a downswing.
It's just a variance of the game.
Yes. Yep. And it helps you understand that a little better.
Yep. So it wasn't necessarily what you were doing. Mm-hmm. It just happened.
So putting a little rating in there, how you felt, how you played, some notes and stuff, and you look back on that helps you get through that for sure.
Yeah. Nice.